wasn't going to video this because it just adds so much time to the build. But I figured there could be somebody out there that can benefit from just how simple something like this is. What is this? Basically, it's an air cleaner. Air cleaners in a shop are always beneficial, especially if you're like me and have allergy-induced asthma and have or other respiratory issues. Keeping the air clean in the shop is just about as important as wearing a good quality dust mask or any number of other things. And dust collection in your shop at your tools is also very important. All three of those things help me, so it could help somebody else. So that's why I'm going to show you. In the past, I have showed you, I don't know if I showed the build, but I showed the completed project. There's air cleaners are available commercially. They're not terribly expensive, but there's other alternatives if you don't want to go out and buy a commercial air cleaner. One alternative is to use one of these, a commercial box fan, just like that one. And what you do is you buy a 18 by 18 or 24 by 24, whatever size your fan is, and buy an 18 by 18 or 24 by 24 air filter and bungee it to the intake side, and that gets the job done. One of the drawbacks, and actually two would be even better, and you can get two of these for a whole lot cheaper than you can buy a commercial air cleaner. One of the drawbacks to box fans like this is they have a tendency to be a little bit louder or more noisy than a commercial air cleaner. Another option is to build your own, like I did with this one. Now that is a small squirrel cage out of, I'm not really sure what it came out of. It's got a decent little motor in it, and the air exits the other side. This right here is the intake. I used to have two filters in there, now I've only got one, and the reason is because even with just the one, the motor in there likes to overheat, because that's a MERV 11 filter, MERV 11, which is the least rating that you want on a filter for an air cleaner in a shop. MERV 11 filters, I can't remember the micron size, but it gets up there, or down there I should say, and so it filters more air and filters it better. But if I put two in there, it bogs that thing down so bad, the thermocoupler in the motor shuts the motor off after about 10 minutes. With only one filter, I can go about 30 minutes before it shuts down. So I'm building a new one. This one right here. Much bigger unit. I could hang it from the ceiling, but I'm not going to. I don't need to, because with the power from this unit, it will pull dust from pretty much anywhere I put it. Because of the output, it'll keep air circulating. Okay, so how do you take a big squirrel cage like this? And and where do you get them? Well, if you happen to be friends with an AC guy or know an AC guy, they run across these things all the time. They take them out of houses, and sometimes they throw them away, sometimes they give them away, sometimes they sell them. My AC guy wires them up and sells them for as shop fans. My AC guy is also really good to me. He gave me this, and it does put out some air. So I'm going to put two MERV 11 filters on the back of it. So how do I do that? Well, you can see I've already got it mounted to, basically that's a cheap $7 or $8 furniture dolly underneath it. I've got it screwed to it. I've got it at Harbor Freight. That's pretty much all you need. That keeps it mobile, and that helps me out because I can put it where I need to, where I'm doing the work. So the first thing you have to do is build a frame to fit the filters. Now, the filters I'm using for this unit are 16 by 25. So I've already milled up some of the wood that I'm going to be using. I've still got some more milling to do, but this will be the frame that holds the filters, and I'm gonna set it up for 2 of them. So let's get on with it and see where we go. Now these will be the lengthwise pieces. And what I want to do, this is the divider that will go in these pieces here. There will be a filter slid down in here and a filter slid down in here. This divider keeps them separated and gives me an airspace in between them. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. While I'm waiting on that glue to dry, I'm going to start milling up this outside frame that'll hold the filters in the box. What I did before was the basic opening, but now I need a frame to keep the filters from falling on the floor, or at least the one on the outside. I'm going to resaw this on my new bandsaw. Now to get them the same thickness, I'll run them through my drum sander real quick. Okay, I've got the outside of the frame milled, and I decided to go ahead and pop a few screws in here. The glue would have been sufficient had I been willing to wait long enough. You can see the filter fits in here fairly well. I made it a little bit wide on purpose, so I don't have to struggle getting them in. You want them to slide right in. That's just cold or temporary. Red is just to hold it till the glue dries. This outside frame isn't very thick, but it doesn't have to be. This piece will be, up here will be a door. I'll have it hinged so I can open it. I need a frame around the inside. And like I said, there's 2 ways of doing this. One way is to just make a small frame on the inside like I did the outside and build a frame for the blower itself and marry the 2 together. Another way is to construct the frame so that it's a small frame on the inside of this, but big enough to seal the opening of the unit. And that's the easiest way for me to do it. It'll use less material. So I'm going to take some measurements off the blower and start cutting my material to length. And the dummy forgot to hit record again. So what did I do? I broke down the pallet that my Jet 2550 drum sander came on, and I took these ratty 2x4s. See what I mean by ratty? Anyway, I took these ratty 2x4s and I milled them down. I cut them to 2 inches wide. I checked it against the filter and against the cabinet. It's going to be perfect. But they're also really rough, so I'm going to run them through, run each side through my drum sander a couple of times just to smooth it up a little bit, make it look a little more pleasant. And then I will cut these to length. Okay, I got these milled and sanded up. I sanded all 4 sides. They look so much better. Yeah, they got some nail holes and some chips, but I will finish milling these up to length and putting the frame together on the blower, and then I'll mount the final frame. Yeah, I need to cut these two to 26¼ inches. Now I'm going to pop the holes where I'm going to put the screws. So that I don't have to wrestle holding 4 pieces of the frame up when I'm screwing it on, I'm going to use pocket hole screws and screw these together. It's on. I could use 2 of these, but I think it would be overkill. So I bought a triple set of lesser filters, and I'm going to put those in the front. Look at that. I mean, like a glove. I still have to put this piece on the lid so that it seals good. So with the lid sitting in place, let's plug this in and see what she does. Not real loud. And it is pulling the air through there too. I use this plastic bag. Look at the input. Nice. Now look at the output. And it's got stuff in it. And it's blowing it nearly sideways. I glued the inside runner to this, or the spacer. That'll keep everything tight. I glued it up, and so what do you do when you, yeah, you like my clamps? But what do you do when you are waiting for glue to dry? In my case, you mow. I needed to mow. Sits in there nice and flush, locks the filters in, and there you go. How to turn a squirrel cage into an air cleaner. And I guarantee you this one is every bit, if not more efficient than the commercial ones that you can buy. Now, it don't look much on the output side. Yeah, I could make it pretty, could make it all pretty and build an insert panel to cover everything but the hole. I have no interest in that. I think I want it over here just behind my 2014 with the intake side facing my mini split, so it will hopefully pull in any dust that's in the air before it gets to the filters of the mini split. But that's it. I mean, that's all there is to it. That's building your own air cleaner, whether it be doing it the way I just did it, or whether it be using 1 or 2 box fans and putting a square filter on the back, or 2 square filters on the back. As long as you don't impede the air too much, you know, it'll be fine. And those box fans do a great job. Now, I'm not dissing the commercial air cleaners, don't get me wrong. If you've got the few $100s it takes to buy one, and you want one hanging in your hanging in your shop, by all means, go for it. Enough rambling. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Y'all know the drill. Please like, subscribe, share, all that social media stuff. My website and everything is down in the bottom, or down in the description. My Amazon affiliate account, etc. You buy anything there, you know the deal. I get a few pennies, it doesn't cost you anything. Any and all support is always appreciated. Helping this little channel grow is also appreciated. Thank you again. Y'all have a great day, and remember, live, laugh, love. Y'all come back.